Hello everybody, welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I just got rid of the thing that I wanted to use. But yeah, we're going to be covering this beautiful, beautiful weapon right here. The JAK Atlas kit for the AMR-9. As you can see here. We're going to be covering this beautiful thing. And what does this weapon do, might you ask? Well, one, you may notice it's called the JAK Atlas. That is in reference to the fact that this is a 5-round burst assault rifle conversion for the AMR-9. So if you may notice, if you've played Advanced Warfare, these iron sights may look familiar, and it is a 5-round burst, basically assault rifle SMG hybrid. It's kind of cool. I'm using the Spice Tracers from the Hemin, one of the Dune bundles. I believe it's the other G36C bundle, the one that has no stock, from the Paul Atreides bundle. We're going to be using this. It's weird because it says it's the Scar Shredder, even though it is. Technically, it's based, that's what I chose originally. We're using this. We're going to be having some fun in one of the new modes called Escort. So it's basically, if you ever played Overwatch, it's push the payload. But we're going to be hopping into that. The main thing I want to do, or the main thing I want to talk about in this video, is going to be, weirdly enough, my thoughts on, like, I guess I don't know my thoughts on stuff, but it's like I'm more or less talking about leaks and rumors and stuff about different games and stuff, as well as just in general my whole thoughts on it. I'm gonna straight up open this by saying that I hate rumors and leaks from inside, even if they're from inside sources or from official, like semi-official sources. I hate it because it ruins a lot of the fun and makes all of the work that these developers put into the games they're making and this art that they're making. It basically gets rid of all of the fun from it. And the main thing is, I'm gonna disconnect there because I don't want to be in the VC. But mainly the thing is, it ruins the fun. It does. Does it kind of build hype? Yes, but at the same time, it ruins the surprise. Which is why a lot of the time I don't like looking into leaks, and if they end up on my timeline, I'm like, well, there goes that. And I get very upset and depressed about it because I something cool that I could have been surprised for, like in a trailer reaction video, is no longer a surprise. There's no more thing to react to that's cool, you know? I think perfect, and even though I don't do reactions like how everyone else does, I obviously have my model and everything. And I will say this: if you first of all stay this far, one, subscribe. I do upload every day, and two, yes, I sound very masculine and I have a very feminine model. No, I don't care. And two, if you have a problem with that, you can leave. I'm going to be flat out honest with you. I'm trans femme. It's how I am. It's how I will be. If you have a problem with that, well, I don't want you here, and you don't have to stay. Your subscription is free. You can cancel at any time. That's the main thing. Ooh, this thing hits like a truck. If you can hit your shots. Other than that, like I like reacting to trailers, albeit they are annoyingly popular and to get annoyingly more views than the things I put a lot of effort into. So it's less of I like reacting to stuff, and it's like I like posting it because sometimes it'll pop off and get more eyes on my content, because I'm proud of the content I make, even if it's something like as simple as like videos like this, or videos creating classes in this game, or let's plays. I mean, hell, I've been having a lot of fun doing Jedi Survivor. I want more people to see Jedi Survivor, whether it's me sucking at it or me having fun and criticizing the game, or just in general having fun. I want to be... This is the one downside with this mode, is everyone sweats in this mode. They treat it like it's competitive, like it's comp. It makes me angry, But everyone sweats in this mode. It's insane. It's like no one plays this mode for fun. So you may not do both games in here. Because this mode is just so not fun when you have people sweating as hard as they are. It's like, bro. Anyway, it's like I just hate the fact that we've gotten to a point where leaks are almost like expected. It's like, oh, it's Call of Duty leak season. It means we're getting all this, we're getting all that. It's like I hate that that is such a commonplace now. It's sad because, again, I like being. I'm gonna leave. I'm just leaving. 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 You get the idea of what this mode is. Everyone sweats this mode. Makes me angry. I don't want to play that game anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I quit mid-game. I don't want to play that mode anymore. I just want to play. I just want to use the gun and try it. I don't want to have to feel like I'm playing CDL. Anyway, back on topic. I hate that it ruins the surprise. I know I keep kind of repeating myself here, but I really do. Because I like being able to see the hype build as it's being released, not as it's being leaked and rumored. Because even then, a lot of people will say, oh, it's like, well, what happened to this? We all know it. This is a thing that you guys did. It's like, where is it? It's like, I got my hopes up the last time we had leaks and rumors about that is gun game. That is, I know I have it in my rotation. It's my own fault that it's there. I don't want to play gun game. We're doing a video on specific weapon release. Thank you. But I stopped listening to leaks and rumors when we had the whole thing about Modern Warfare 2019 getting its overhaul to have a working mini-map and, like, overall everything tuned, and it never came. And we got Warzone. That was, in my opinion, still, again, I hate Warzone 1. Especially Verdansk Warzone. Warzone 84 is a little bit better, don't get me wrong, but still, base original Warzone from Modern Warfare 2019, I hated it. I can never stand it. It drove me mad. But, like, again, I want to be able to play these games and not feel like it's just this constant, like, oh, did you hear about this whole thing? Or did you hear about this whole thing that's going to be happening in this game? It's like, I don't care anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, are there some things I like seeing and getting excited for? Yes. Like, I love seeing that we're going to be getting, sometimes getting, like, leaks and stuff with new weapons, because I like the game design stuff related to it. Not necessarily the fact that it's being leaked, but like the stuff how you can see what state these things are in at the point that we're seeing them. So it's like, hey, we're seeing this new weapon that's going to be coming out next season, and it's in a near finished state now, but we saw like a couple weeks ago that it was unfinished. So it's like, it just goes to show that they were progressing either faster or slower than we expect. So it's like, on one hand, that's kind of cool. On the other, I really don't care, and I really don't want to be seeing stuff like that. I'm sorry, I just don't. But mainly the thing is just like, I want to be able to just enjoy the games I'm playing without having to worry about it. And speaking of just enjoying games, I'm just very much just, I'm all for people just trying to have fun and play games. Doesn't matter if you're doing good, bad, doesn't matter. What matters is you're having fun. This is a hobby. It's it's a piece of entertainment. And for some of us, it's art. Like, for a lot of us, especially people who work on stuff, not myself, but for a lot of us people who like games, these are pieces of art. They're stories, they're experiences that we want others to watch. And it's why, on one hand, as much as I do love recording and doing Let's Play stuff, I still think, especially when it comes to choice-based games and games where a lot of the fun is lost when watching it, I'd recommend playing it. It's part of the reason why I really have been negligent on doing larger games like New Vegas and Persona 5 again. Like, I'm still wanting to work on them and do them as series, but it's like, you have more fun and do more experience, build more of an opinion when you do it yourself. It's why I always say, when it comes to doing anything related to zombies, whether it's Cold War, Vanguard, World War II, Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 3, whatever the next Call of Duty is going to be called, COD 2024, essentially. I'm not going to call it by its leaked name, either of the leaked names that we've heard. I'm just going to call it COD 2024 until we get an official name. but like I go into those zombies experiences blind because I feel like you are able to form a better opinion of it when you don't watch YouTubers and creators basically shill their negativity. Not necessarily, they're not being paid to say bad things. It's just like, it feels like they're using that negativity as like a weapon to say, oh, this game is bad, don't play it, yeah. It's like, I'm not going to bring up a name, but it's like, some people just can't let go of Black Ops 3. Don't get me wrong, does Black Ops 3 have good things going on for it? Yes, I love custom zombies. I think that time frame of zombies was really fun. But it's been forever tainted by the fact that people can't move on. People can't find new things to enjoy. And if people who do move on and find new things to enjoy, you're basically told you're scum of the earth and you're not a real COD fan if you like that type of thing. It's like, let people enjoy things. Like, if you like Black Ops 3, sure, fine. I don't like it that much because the community's ruined that game for me. If you like Vanguard, sure. Not gonna judge you for there. I like Vanguard as a concept. I don't like playing it. I think as a concept, it was very cool and different. And it's like, I like it when Treyarch and or these other devs try new things with their games, because it's like, hey, just because it works, that person shot my body. Just because it didn't work doesn't mean it wasn't a cool idea. It was a cool idea, it just did not work out in that particular setup. So it's like, that's unfortunate. I feel bad, but it's unfortunate that these ideas never come to fruition. That's why I'm very excited for what Treyarch has cooking up with COD 24, because I feel like it can only be good. It really can't be that bad, realistically. But I will also say, ow. I will say this, I'm also very cautious about it because I know people are going to be very easy to judge it because it's Treyarch. I'm excited. I'm like, it's bad when me, the person who's been loving COD Zombies since I basically first started playing it in 2008, you know it's worrying when I'm more excited for the multiplayer than zombies. Not because I think zombies is bad, but because doesn't matter if zombies is good or not. People are gonna hate it no matter what. People are gonna hate it. The people are gonna hate it because it's not Black Ops 3. It's not Black Ops 3 2. You know, like, I'm sorry, but not everything has to be this. Like, it doesn't have to be like a Black Ops 3 2. Don't get me wrong. Would I like a return to like a Black Ops 3 style formula with a crew and like a very like system like Black Ops 3? Yes, but at the same time, gobblegums are very broken, and were probably the only time I would ever say something was pay to win in Call of Duty. Like, even though it was like one of those things like, yeah, it was still roulette, but like it was a lot easier to do spend money on gobblegums than it was something like supply drops. Because, like I said, supply drops you could easily earn. It wasn't like you could not earn Divinium in Black Ops 3. But you could, it was just very slow. That's why it's like in Black Ops 4, it's like, it doesn't feel nearly as bad because you earn so much. But I know I'm kind of ranting and raving about my problems with games. It's more or less problems with COD. But the leaking, more or less, is sort of my whole thing when it comes to most games. Not just COD. There's games that I do kind of like having interest in that I don't play anymore. Like Dead by Daylight. Part of the reason why I stopped playing that game is because the players play like, I understand it's a survival horror like game, but the survivors play like scum, and I hate it. Not saying all of them do, but like every single time I play a game of Dead by Daylight and I get basically have people camping pallets and being just absolute buttholes about it. I'm trying to cut back on swearing. But just people camping pallets whenever they're being chased is like, oh, this isn't fun for me at all. I understand that's part of the point as a survivor to evade the killer, but like, come on. If you're gonna at least run, at least give me, like, at least don't just camp the one thing that can stop me, you know? Like, I understand that's just me having a skill issue, but at the same time, it's just like, come on, dude. It's the people who camp it that drive me mad. I don't care that people are doing it. It's people who literally their entire goal is to bait me just to get me to get stunned. That's what drives me mad. I understand stunning me. It's people who do it on purpose and go out of their way to do it. Another good example of something that in gaming that I've been kind of upset about when it comes to a lot of things recently that's been plaguing gaming is this whole idea of like live service being the way forward, right? I like live service games as a concept. I think they're good and they have their place. Not everything needs to be like Fortnite. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Fortnite did a lot of great things. It also has done a lot of bad things. I can think of a couple off the top of my head, like battle passes. I hate battle passes so much. I understand, like, hey, battle pass, you can spend money, and here's what you get in the battle pass. You see right up front what you're getting. But it also has this thing of like, oh, if you don't finish it, you miss out on all these items, and then they never come back. With COD, at least you have the option, at least for the weapons, the blueprints are gone, but the weapons, like, for example, the Bal 27, the Moors, and the Gladiator, and the FJX Horus, those weapons are able to be earned again. They're not locked behind the battle pass. Even then, they're free to begin with in the battle pass anyway. You don't need to spend money on it. You just spend money to get the blueprint version of it. But at the same time, you have stuff like Fortnite. Like, part of the reason why I quit Fortnite, outside of me having my account temporarily locked and suspended, was I hated the battle pass system. It made me feel like I had to play the game to unlock everything, but I wanted to play other things. I was just constantly playing Fortnite, just constantly, and it was driving me mad. Do I still buy battle passes now? Not all of them. I buy ones that have character skins that I like. I bought the Greek mythology one because I like Greek mythology, and I wanted Korra because I really like Avatar, and while I didn't spend money on Aang, I got Korra. I got an Avatar representation thing, and I like it. I like that we're getting more stuff like that. But it's still like, I feel like I'm not getting my money's worth if I don't complete it. I just wish there was a way you could, like, buy it at the end of the season. If you didn't earn everything, they can at least give you the base skin of stuff. Like, let's say this. If you bought, like, the standard version of a battle pass, right? Let's say you bought this season's. You got... over there. Okay. I have to destroy equipment with engineer equipped. But, like, for example, you bought this battle pass. Obviously, the Bal 27 and the FJX Horus, those are free no matter what. But let's say if you buy the battle pass, you get the option towards the end of the season, like the last week, all of your tiers are 50%. You can either fast track your way forward, or you can just spend like maybe $10 and just get the entire pass finished, but it just gets rid of all the gunk, like the stickers, the emblems, and stuff like that. You only get blueprints, or maybe you only want to get the skins for the operators and stuff like that. If you have Black Cell, it's more expensive because it's more valuable stuff. I wouldn't mind stuff like that because it's like, hey, this makes sense because it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you have to do this anyway. You have to spend money on it to begin with. But on the same token, again, I just wish there was more things to do, ways of earning these items for free. Like, I hate to say it, supply drops were one of the best things we ever had, because supply drops, you could at least earn them for free. Part of the reason why I like Siege, and part of the reason why I legitimately wish Siege was better, was because alpha packs are the best thing for that game. Because alpha packs, you could never purchase them with real money, you had to earn them in game, and by losing each match, you had a higher chance of winning it the next time. And every single time you won, it spun. And if you got lucky on like a 2% chance of getting it, cool, you got an alpha pack. And you got to open up an item, it gave you a free item, and whoop-de-doo, you now have a cool new skin for Buck. It's like, are there a lot of junk in that? Yes. But at least it was free. Like, imagine this. You have 10 people all get an alpha pack. One of those 10 get a Black Ice skin for an operator they don't use. But everyone else gets an item for every item for an operator they do use, but it's not as good as Black Ice. At least they got something that they like, right? Like, maybe you get a skin for Finka. I like playing Finka a lot. You got like a really cool body piece for Finka. And you maybe got a really cool headpiece for Fuse. Or you got a really cool gun skin for the AK-12, which can be used by a whole bunch of operators. Like, you get the idea. Like, you got something for free every time, and you felt like, oh, I play this character. I can use this. Also, I'm gonna do one more game because I want to talk a little bit more about a couple things. but like, I just want there to be reasons to play games outside of levels and a grind. It's why, I'm not gonna lie to you, Fallout 76 has been very fun. Because being able to kind of just like, hey, I want to just play a game, turn my brain off and go do something. I could do that Fallout 76 a lot. Was there a lot of is there a lot of quests that are kind of boring and slow? Yes. The main quest is awful. I'll stand by that to the day I die. It's very slow and very samey. But at the same time, doing stuff like Wastelanders, doing stuff like... Also, bitch! Doing stuff like Wastelanders, doing stuff like Steel Rain, Steel Dawns, doing like the Mistress of Mystery quests, like doing stuff to get actual items has been fun. Hell, my goal right now in Fallout 76, like long term, is to get a set of T65, which is one of the hardest armor sets to get in the game because it's requires you to get gold bullion, which is impossible to get. You can only get so much per day. And I also want to get like the Excavator power armor because I think that armor looks really cool. Evie, who I've been playing Fallout 76 with a little bit as well, their whole goal is her whole goal is to get fucking XL1 because Frank Horrigan and Arch Doran, because those characters are funny and their voice lines are funny, which I don't blame you, they are funny. But then you also have like a whole bunch of different stuff you can do in every game you play, right? It sucks that games like Call of Duty and Overwatch got rid of loot boxes, though. The one thing that made me like playing Overwatch every single time there was a cool event is gone. Hey, you want this cool Kiriko skin? Have to spend $20. You want this really cool collaboration that's like a K-pop band thing? Oh, you have to spend $40. Like, bruh. I'm sorry, I'm not spending $40 on skins for characters that I'm not going to use. Like, I'll use this one for Kiriko because I'm a Kiriko main, and I like Kiriko, but I'm not spending $40 on it. I'm not. I don't care. I just want the skin. I'd rather spend money on a gold weapon. I know you can't, but it's like, I'd rather do that. Because at least then I'll use the damn thing. Like, we literally got a freaking bundle, a Game Pass thing that gave you 3 skins. A skin for, like, Widow, Kiriko, and I think it was Ramatra? Or Junker Queen, and it gave you, like, Halloween-themed stuff, and I was like, okay. And obviously with the new season of Overwatch 2, the most recent one, they finally added a way of getting mythic skins from past seasons. Obviously, they're still, like, season-gated, meaning you can't get last seasons, but you can get... like, I think seasons 1 through 8, I think. You just can't get season 9s. But it's like, good. They're adding some way of getting it. You can buy mythic shards or you can earn them in the battle pass. Like, cool. You're giving us a way of earning these things. Like, obviously you still have to spend money to get the mythic shards. But instead of getting the Mercy skin, maybe you wanted a Kiriko. Because I like Kiriko. I like Kiriko's mythic. I really like Genji's mythic. I really like Hanzo's mythic. I think there is a place to get these things and have them be incentivized for people to earn without having to spend $100-something fucking dollars. And then on the other hand, you also have stuff that's like I get the argument of like, oh, I don't want to have to spend money. I want to just spend money and get the thing that I want. Cool, you can do that. I'm not gonna stop you. I want to be able to go home from work, play like 5-10 games of a thing and earn something for free. Like, I very rarely actually use I have all these skins on COD, and it's like, why do you have all these skins on COD if you don't use them? It's like, because sometimes I rotate in and out because I want to play as a character for a video, or I want to hear voice lines from a different character for a change because I hear the same voice lines over and over again, so I want to hear different voice lines. Or there's an event and it requires me to use a character skin. It's like, cool, I can use this character skin. But it's like, I don't want to spend money on all of these characters all the time. I would have loved to have earned, like, my Homelander skin. I would have loved to have earned that via, like, a challenge or opening a supply drop after several hours. Maybe a custom one that gives you a higher chance of doing event stuff. Or ones that give you guaranteed one good skin from a expensive bundle. A perfect example of it is there's this a skin in the shop right now for Nolan that turns him into like a pseudo like cyborg type thing, like a robot cyborg thing, and he has a really cool finisher. I want the finisher. I don't want to spend $20 for a finisher. The skin's cool. I won't use Nolan that much. The skin's cool. The weapons are neat, but I want the finisher. The finisher's really cool. You throw like a saw blade disc that like slices them to pieces. But it's like, I don't want to spend $20 on that, man. Like, there's another skin for there's another skin that I think you get from a different bundle with like Hutch, or yeah, or no, it's not Hutch. It's for Klaus, and it's the rap bunnies. I've been calling them, but like the hip hop bunnies. And it gives you a skin where you kind of like jump, like you kind of drop kick somebody, but it's block kind of bundle. There's another one that involves the dog finisher. It's like, don't get me wrong, dog finishers are all the same, but I like puppies. I'm a dog person, man. I like puppies. I want to be able to earn these things. But going back to a different topic now, that I really want to bring up, that I've been wanting to talk about for ages, is this idea that season passes for single-player games are bad, right? Don't get me wrong. This is referring, and don't get me wrong, can it sometimes be overpriced? Yes. You're probably wondering what game I'm referring to. So, Star Wars Outlaws. It's a game I have personally pre-ordered. I will say that outright. I have pre-ordered it. I do plan on covering it. It's a Star Wars game. I love Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars nerd at heart. I'm a Star Wars nerd before I'm a Call of Duty nerd. How about that? And it is very hard to disappoint me with Star Wars. I genuinely really like Star Wars. It really is. I've only ever really had one big movie disappointment, and that's not going to be said out loud. But even then, I've enjoyed everything I've watched of Star Wars. I enjoyed Kenobi. I enjoyed most of The Mandalorian. I enjoyed some parts of Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett is bad, but there are some really good parts in that. From what I've seen of Andor, I really liked. What I've seen of Ahsoka, I've loved. And a lot of the new Star Wars stuff that we've gotten with Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, presumably Outlaws when it comes out, the next EA Star Wars game that we're going to be getting. I haven't played Battlefront 2 story, but I've heard that's kind of good, and I might actually be covering that at some point. Like, I love those games. I really do. But to say season passes are bad for single-player games is not true. Games like Fallout 4, games like I don't think Starfield has a season pass yet, but I know it's getting DLC, but like games like Fallout 4, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Breath of the Wild has one. I'm trying to think of other games that have season passes off the top of my head. I know there's a handful. That's a multiplayer game. I'm trying to think of mainly single player games. But like, you have games that have season passes that are single player. We've had them before. Why are we now saying these are a bad thing? Like, don't get me wrong, are they overpriced when they're bundled together with the game? Yeah, like at $110 for Star Wars Outlaws. Like Star Wars Outlaws, like the next step up from standard. That's a lot of money. And also, it's Ubisoft, so it's like, I feel I'm hesitant to even want to have pre-ordered it. But I still have hope because I've never played a Ubisoft single-player game before, so I'm willing to give it a chance before I say, oh, it's bad. I've never played anything from Ubisoft outside of Siege. Like, genuinely here. I guess technically Assassin's Creed, but in terms of, like, recent, I haven't played anything recent from Ubisoft. I mean, hell, one of the next major series I'm going to be doing is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And then obviously we'll be touching into more Assassin's Creed games later on at the end of the year, probably. But I've never played other Ubisoft titles, and I really want to get into them. And I'm like, why is Season Pass a bad thing? Here, I understand, like, here's the thing. I'll give you the credit that the Jabba the Hutt mission that's advertised, that's there at launch, that being Season Pass only, yeah, no, that's a little, that's not that good. However, everything else, I can't really defend that. Like, I can't argue against it, you know? Like, I can't argue, or I can't defend the idea that it's bad. I can't argue against it, you know? I don't think it's that bad. But regardless, I'm still very much like, why is this a bad thing? If someone in the comment section wants to explain it to me, I'll kind of try to understand it. But again, it's like, we've had other games that do it. I don't know if it's just a Ubisoft. If it's just a Ubisoft thing, fine. Like, sure, whatever. But to say all single-player games with season passes are bad, I am lagging. Please don't do this again. This is might be just server lag, or might be just be a bad server or something. But yeah, it's like with this just one. If it's just a Ubisoft thing, it's like, okay, sure, fine. I'll let you have it. But if you're gonna say all games with season passes are bad, it's like, have you played Breath of the Wild? I understand Fallout 4 is not fair, but have you played Fallout 4? Fallout 3. Have you played Fallout 3? Have you played Fallout New Vegas? Have you played any game with a season pass that's been bad?
Mission failed. Return to base.
Like, genuinely? Regardless, I might go into more detail about other topics later in the line. This is just sort of a very face value, like, why do people, like, these are the things that kind of frustrate me in video games right now. Whether that's leaking, like leaking insider information, whether it's true or not. Battle passes and this shop whole thing, this whole argument that supply drops are bad and the shop and battle passes are better. And, like, overall, the season pass debacle with Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not going to be talking about Helldivers. I know that's a thing that I could have talked about, but I'm not even going to get me started on that. Because, listen, I'm unbiased. I literally work a job. I have to be unbiased on what console I use. I use Xbox because it's what I've basically been using my entire life. I have no reason to switch to a PS5. I just don't. There's not many games I want to play on PS5. There's like, I can count on my hand how many games there are that I want to play on PS5. And I can count, there's even less reasons for me to switch. I'm sorry, there just is. Don't get me wrong, Xbox has problems, Nintendo Switch has problems, PC has its problems, but I feel like Sony is the worst of the worst. And that's not me being biased, that's just an observation I've had over the years. Regardless, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed and you want to see me talk more and ramble more about video games and such, subscribe. I upload every single day on a variety of different games. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a video on a specific class setup. I've actually planned out 3 different themed classes for 3 different franchises / IPs in Call of Duty. 2 of which actually have gotten collab, or 1 of which has actually gotten a collab in this game. The second is going to be probably this Friday, or maybe next week. And it's going to be from a movie that I recently watched. And another one is going to be, we're going to be revisiting John Wick in Call of Duty. Basically doing a more up-to-date version. And 2, we're going to be doing a more up-to-date version with a good mix of ideas. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see more from me, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Everybody, stay safe.